Hello, it's Tyler, and this will be presumably the last video of this series, except for maybe I'll like upload the song or something when it's completely finished. But this is the mastering phase, which I'm going to take the bus waves that we rendered out in the previous video, which you might want to skim through that. If you haven't watched it, this video will be less useful probably if you don't have stems or bus renderings, yada yada. But basically, I don't even know if I'm going to use a ton of FL native plugins, so these are going to be third-party things for the most part. Maybe some EQs that are FL, but or image line, but other than that, it's going to be mostly third-party stuff for mastering, just because. But you can probably do it with FL stuff without a ton of trouble. But let's just go now to doing it. These are all, we rendered out the split mixer tracks, so it gave us all of everything. This is every instrument in the mixer. But we don't want that. We don't care about that. We want, I guess we don't need to see that, but I like to, just so I know. But basically, we only need Control A. We need the drum. We need the effects. We need instruments. And I believe that was the only 3 buses that we routed stuff to. So we can delete everything else. We just run through it. Yeah. No. Voice, was that? I don't think we actually did anything. That's just an instrument name, I think. So if it's not, we'll notice. But so we have these, and we're gonna drag them in here, and there we have this stuff. So we can right click on time, auto detect. 120 was our BPM, because that's embedded. We can check that. So these are lined up perfectly. You can't really do that with an MP3 because when you render an MP3 in here, it kind of gives you a little bump in the beginning, or like shifts everything a tad in the beginning. You can realign it but waves are also lossless audio, which is technically better for, technically and just in every way it is better for mastering, mixing, whatever, because it's not compressed. But so here we are. These are our stuff that we're going to work with. So let's highlight all of them, and we will route starting from this track. Now they're all, you see all that. Now I'm going to route them to the pre-master, because if I didn't, then the voice would get all messed up when I start putting mastering stuff on. Here's what I do. I like to, we'll start with the drums. You know, I'm going to use a lot of the soft tube stuff. Actually, I'm not going to do that right this second. Oh, there's a weird thing that happens with my computer, with the soft tube stuff. I have to always, okay, that's running. Sometimes when I start the computer, that just doesn't run, so you gotta control shift escape to open the task manager, and then check for paste license services if you have the soft tube time and tone bundle, but not all people will. This is just a basically a mastering plugin. It's just an automatic. There we go. Automatic, pretty much entirely. There's a few separate, like, options. I like that. Now I'm using one of these master plugins on each of my buzzes, which is, you know, it's kind of strange, I guess, but if it works, it works, and that's pretty much the philosophy of it. And it's probably going to be all skippy again for a second. So, okay. Okay. Now I'm going to just kind of listen to this and see what sounds good. Yeah, and don't go too nuts with EQing out on this bus, but if you hear something that's really sticking out, then kind of do that. If you go too crazy with it, then you'll start making the whole thing sound weird, and you don't want that. It's best to do that in the mixing phase. Kind of think I want to slap a reverb, just a light one, on the drum track, I think. Because the synthwave generally is just super reverby. What I've noticed people do is just put a ton of reverb. Let's see how that is. Okay. It's not too bad. And in reality, you'd probably want to do some more passes and listen through it. And this isn't even a perfect mix, I would say. But just keep listening to it and being like, I don't know if I want to change that. I might. And then try it and then see if it makes it better or worse. And then go back if it makes it worse and keep it if it makes it better, obviously. And that's just kind of the process. I'm going to move on to the mastering. How's the effect sound? I don't usually put one of the drummers on there on the effects. I can just kind of adjust that as I see fit anyway. But then this is probably going to get it all skippy also. So once I put in this ozone. So ready? There we are. Okay, so I'm going to put in the imager and the exciter. Yeah, there we go. That seems good. Okay, so, and this is pretty basic. I'm just going to basically go through presets for everything. And in reality, you'd probably want to, oh man, I'm getting some latency talking. It makes me feel weird. But I'm just going to kind of go, oh man, I got to take these headphones off. I'm just going to basically go through presets for these and then see what sounds good. And if something sounds good, then I will use that. And in reality, you'd probably want to tweak it and make it more suited exactly for the song or whatever, and make it the frequencies that you actually are important to this particular song be what is attenuated or accentuated, I guess, up or down. And yeah, so just kind of judge that. For now, I'm not going to get crazy deep though, so know that. Okay, here it goes. Okay, headphones back on. Okay, let's... Actually, before I do that, I think I'm going to add one of these reverbs on the master. Oh, the pre-master actually, but just to... Sounds great, right? Okay. just a hair of that to just give it a little bit more reverb. And again, I would tweak that more in reality. But okay, back to this. Now, we're going to check the RMS, see how that's looking. RMS is the root mean square. It is a measure of loudness, which is better than the peak. This is a peak analyzation of the signal. The RMS, you generally want to have, excuse me, I have an itch, but it is, you want that around, this is pretty quiet, generally around -6 is what I call it in commercial music, -6 to -4. -4 is pretty loud, but around -8 for some things to peaking out. So 10-ish. You would probably want it to be a bit louder. Which compression, makes the RMS louder. I guess I don't know if... Oh, man, I can't stand talking when there's that much of a latency. Whew. But Ozone puts in a lot of latency, I guess. Might be valuable to tell, and I'm not just crazy. Because it delays it a bunch, because these are all like linear phase EQs, I think, linear phase everything. Which that's, you can look that up or something. That's nothing really important right now. They don't do phase stuff. That's a good enough explanation for the time being. But yeah, this is the basic idea of everything that I'll do for mastering. I mean, it's nothing crazy. You just kind of compress stuff and, tweak it as you see fit. Nothing crazy. in depth. I mean, it can get more in depth, and I'll do more just like fine tuning on it. Pretty much everything. Take things off if you think you need it, and you got to listen to the whole song pretty intently to see if anything ever like compresses too much. In which case, you got to kind of tweak and take things out or put them in, and just make everything fit like a puzzle together. And you just need to be careful with that. And this is by no means the completed version, but for the time being, I'd say that this covers everything that I do. I didn't necessarily do it completely, but this is the gist of it. I think the reason I'm not doing it completely is because in one session, I don't think that's a good idea to call that a finished master, at least with my own music. I guess it's not good for anything. You'd want to listen to it a few times, have a few ears listen to it too. Does this sound good? Does this seem like it? Just always mastering's a longer process than it seems. Or it could be a short process if you think, wow, that's just perfect and I don't want to change it at all. I would still go back and check on it and not call it done after like an hour. But, and the same goes for mixing too. You don't want it to just be called done too quickly, because you just might miss something. You might be, at the time you're listening to it, your ears might just not want to hear things that are wrong with it, which they're usually there. It's not like things are always perfect, at least in my experience. It's possible that somebody's just like really good at everything all the time and can trust that they are always right. For me, I cannot trust that I am always right, or that my ears are always perfect. And I would assume that that's semi-normal. But that's the gist of it. If you have any questions or would like to, I don't know, say something, then let me know. And that'll be all. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.